Good afternoon. I came outside I'm looking for pine cones for my fire starters, but yeah, my property does not have pine trees that I can see. There's a tree up there, but it's not one with pine cones. So I don't even know. I don't know what trees. I don't know one tree from the next. I think I can tell a maple. But besides that, yeah. Which, maybe I have a lot of things to learn if I would get back out in nature. It's funny, like this tree right here, those are not pine needles. They look like pine needles, but they're short. But there's no pine cones, so they're not pine needles. Now, across the street, I went over there, there's a creek. Well, no, I'm not going to say a creek. There's a ditch that turns into a creek when we get a lot of rain. But I'm sure that's my neighbors across the street property. But I walked over there and picked up some pine cones. Their house is way back there. I thought about going and asking them if that's okay, but I didn't pick up too many. And then my other neighbors, the ones right beside me, they have been blowing leaves for I don't know how long. And I'm not really sure why, because they've still got a whole bunch more to drop. And like where I am in my yard with all these leaves, I'm not getting rid of these leaves. They'll just decompose. There's absolutely no reason to break them or anything like that. It's just out in a field. I don't know if my lawn guy will come. I'd like him to come one more time. But he may be done for the season. I don't know. But anyway, sometimes it's hard to find quiet. I've been standing here and dogs are barking, one of which is mine. And then the neighbors have two dogs that get out a lot, and they don't put them on cables, so they just let them run, like to go to the bathroom. And so sometimes they'll run over to my place, and my dogs will go crazy. They'll come up to the fence and they'll just bark and bark and bark. Now there was a nature sound of something falling off the tree. Much rather hear that. But I came outside to kind of find some peace, but it's not here. You have the sound of the road, of course, because I'm not far from a road at all. And even though it can look peaceful, there is a fence right there. It can look peaceful. I guess I need to come out here early in the morning, and then it's dark, or maybe late at night when it's dark too, because of the evening everyone's coming home. But this morning I did see 3 deer in my yard, and so me and my cat, Cody Banks, not the one I've posted pictures of, that's Gigi, but my other cat, Cody Banks, he was just sitting by the fence line just staring at them. And there were 3 of them, bucks, and I run to get my phone to take pictures, and they ran off immediately. So yeah, that was kind of cool. I'll look again tomorrow morning. I guess it's deer mating season. I've seen a lot out on the roads, which is kind of scary for me because I drive back roads. But anyway, I was watching Winn-Dixie, so I'm about halfway through that movie, I think. If you haven't seen it, that's a good movie. Out there went in RV. I always, I don't know about you guys, but I pay attention to RVs so much now as they pass by me. And as I drive and stuff, that's my neighbor's yard. So this is all my backyard, and unfortunately, I don't have any pine trees. I don't know the difference if it's like an evergreen. I don't know what those trees look like. I probably need to I need to get a field guide for trees. I do have a field guide for birds, because at one point I wanted to take my daughters on hikes and we could observe birds, and that was a good idea, but it never seemed to happen. So I bought us all field guides. So definitely going to keep that, and I actually have it in my van. I might look at it this weekend when I'm hiking. So I'm not really sure. Some of you may know what this tree is. Definitely no pine cones. I tell you, pine cones are wonderful fire starters. And unfortunately, I don't have any pine trees. I did text a friend of mine from church, and she lives out, has a little bit of property, so I'm trying to see if she can bring me some pine cones. But it would have been so much nicer for me just to have him right here. These are big trees. But you still have the sound of the road. One thing I look forward to is being able to be brave enough to boondock and to feel the serenity and the peace and the quietness that brings. Just the quietness. See, there's that tree right there. Yes, what is this tree? You all probably know it. I'll go look it up, and I'll let you all know what I find. Hopefully I can find it. But this is a neat tree in my backyard. I actually hang a bird feeder on it. So, but since my surgery, I hadn't really been able to refill the bird feeder, and I put some food in it, and now I think all the birds are probably gone. Well, a lot of them are. But I put some bird seed in it this weekend. So I'm hoping that they'll see it, or if any birds stay here for the winter, then I will supply them with some food. See, there's my, I don't know if you can see it, but there's my bird feeder. And there's Cody Banks right there. Hi, Cody Banks. Cody Banks is, Ginger, are you jealous? I see you too. My animals get so jealous of each other. If I talk to one and not the other, that's Ginger. Ginger thinks she needs to be out barking all the time. And I don't know about taking her on my adventure when I'm full time. She's not that big of a dog, but she does bark. I would definitely have to have a camper though. But there's Cody Banks. Cody Banks was given to me by one of my students, and whose mom took him to a shelter after they had had him for 9 years. I just don't get that. And anyway, I have a soft heart for animals. See, hear this? Oh, the road. The road, cars. Just takes away the peace. But there's Cody Banks. Hi, Cody Banks. Hi. Anyway, Cody was over here talking to the deer this morning. And it's funny, when those neighbor dogs come over, my dog and the neighbor dog would be barking at each other through the fence, just about to tear each other to pieces if that fence wasn't in the way. And Cody is right there, like he can do something. And I'm afraid the dogs would kill my cat. They're friendly enough to people, but to animals, not so much. So, especially Ginger, who shows aggression. So anyway, hi, Cody Banks. Cody, you're not gonna look at me? Cody Banks, are you gonna be naughty? Cody Banks, he will not look at me. He has such an attitude sometimes. Hi, Cody. Oh, I gotta be careful. There is a wasp nest in the end of that pole. Oh, I know. He's mad. Yep. He's mad because he can't get out and he wants to be on this side. And my other cat jumps out. Gigi gets out, and Cody will get really mad. But at least I let Cody out in the fence area. He doesn't have front claws because the people who had him before took him out. I've never done that to a cat. But anyway, so he can't defend himself. And he could really jump the fence if he wanted to. He just hasn't tried it yet. So, but he could. He just doesn't know he can. So I'm glad about that. So I have this big field right there, and I don't really want to walk in it and get ticks and everything. But, and then the neighbor over here, nobody lives there, which is kind of nice. So it's quiet on that side, except for the road. So, all right, I guess I've talked long enough. Didn't find the peace that I was hoping for. It is so nice out though. I'm looking forward to this weekend going hiking, and hopefully it won't be too crowded. Some of the tent campers may reschedule because it is going to be really cold, and they don't have electricity at their tent sites. The site that I have is the one that borders the RV. It borders the RV tent site because the one right next to it is a tent site, but it has electricity, and they just recommend like a pop-up camper to go there. I think I've mentioned that before, and I'm not a pop-up camper, but I'm small. There's my bug spray. I put that thing in there so I know that there's a hole there because I don't want to fall, and I need to throw that container away. The wind blew it. So anyway, all right, well, I'll let you all go. I'm feeling better than I was earlier, so that's good. I'll go finish my movie. I'll make some tacos tonight, and I got a cherry pie because Anne from Anne's Tiny Life was making a cherry pie, or I watched her video on it. I don't remember. I know I watched her video on it, and I can't remember if she was making one and she told me. Anyway, well, I haven't had a cherry pie in years, so I went and bought one of those frozen ones, and I have that. So I don't do that very often, but I know when I get down, when I feel down or start that depression coming on, then I tend to turn to that stuff for comfort, I guess. I don't know. I know it doesn't really give you comfort, but I don't know. All right. Well, you all find joy through serving others, and be blessed.